Welcome back to Great Day Live. Well, chefs all around the Louisville area are coming together to celebrate the life and legacy of one of their own. Karen Shane was a beloved member of the restaurant industry here. Her impact on the food and beverage community was far-reaching and will echo for generations. Karen passed away suddenly in her sleep in April. And next week, a group of her peers are coming together to celebrate and remember her in the way that she would have wanted, with food, laughter, and plenty of dancing. Joining me today, several members of the restaurant community. We're going to have like a two-part chef cook-off, I feel like. Gary Fox, president of Apron Inc., and Dallas McGarity from the Fat Lamb. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, Gary, talk a little bit about Karen.
Karen was just the best, I'll tell you. She was one of the very first people I met when I moved here to Louisville about 16 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, what a great lady. She just reminded me of a fun hippie grandma.
Perfect.
You know, and little did I know, once I started talking to her, that she had such a wealth of information about wine, about food. She knew how to have a good time. She knew how to tell other people to have a good time, which is so important in the restaurant business, you know?
Yeah.
But I loved what you said about influencing generations, because that's exactly what she did. If you're at a restaurant these days and and your server recommends a wine that you've never heard of, either they were trained by her, or probably their manager was, or probably his manager was years ago, and it's just kept going down through the generations, because she knew everything. She could tell you what grape, what wine, what food it went with. She was astounding.
Let's get to the food, because we know she would have definitely loved the food.
Absolutely.
Dallas is going to whip up something that I think she would have liked. You're donating a dish also to the event,
Yeah, we're doing
right?
a couple dishes. This is one of actually Karen's favorite dishes. She used to come into my restaurant even before it was my restaurant, like back in the day, you know, and this was one of the things she would come and see me for. You know, I've been doing this for years. It's a warm goat cheese dip. So it's just super simple, warm goat cheese. We serve it in a little cast iron skillet. Obviously, this is part of the show when you send it out, and Karen always loved the show, you know?
The show
she was all about
half
it.
the part of cooking.
I mean,
is this one of the dishes you're going to donate for the event coming up?
This is, yeah.
Perfect.
And so, yeah.
And you're topping it with?
This is a little bit of chili crisp.
Yes.
It's a little,
Gives
it's
a
so
little
delicious.
Kick. Gives it
and then a
maybe
little
more
chives.
than a little kick, but I'm here for it. Little chives looks
little
wonderful.
chives,
Gary, tell us about the event that's coming up and how people can contribute.
Absolutely. The event is a celebration of life. It's a party. It's next Monday, the 23rd. It's from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night at Savor Restaurant at River House, which is there on River Road, the corner of River Road and, well, almost Zorn.
Yeah.
And it's free, and it's just a celebration.
And I love that so many chefs are coming together to donate signature dishes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's, like we said, a celebration of food through her, right?
Right.
She was a mentor to a lot of people, and me included. Like when I moved here in 2004 into Louisville from South Carolina, she was one of the first people I met.
How about that?
And it was a very special thing because she knows so many people in town, and she knew how the industry worked. She kind of guided me along my career path here in Louisville. So, yeah. So I attribute my success to people like Karen and Karen herself. Obviously.
I know we're going to hear lots of stories about how she impacted people. Well, you know, and Gary, I have to mention, you know, just celebrate what you all do at Apron Inc. because you all have, you definitely have supported people, especially through the COVID and everything that's gone on. For people that are not familiar, how do you support restaurant workers?
We support restaurant workers. We work with independent restaurants, and we provide emergency financial funds when the workers are in financial trouble.
Yeah.
They apply to us. If we okay the grant, they can get up to, it's actually $2,000 now.
Great.
So we can pay rent, we can pay.
It's such a lifeline when you really, really need it.
It is,
in the restaurant industry.
especially if you're young or you've got a divorce or something and you really need the help. We really can step in.
You all do phenomenal work here, and I always hear so many people say, "Thank goodness for Apron."
Well,
right? Thank goodness, and thank goodness for what you all are all doing. I know this is not it. We're going to remind, because we're going to be cooking up again in the next segment as well. We're going to remind everyone that the celebration of life for Karen Shane is next Monday, May 23rd at Savor. The event space is River House Restaurant coming up. You know, you recognize that face? Well, Chef Mark Ford from Anoush is going to be whipping up one of his signature dishes that he thinks Karen would certainly love. Stay with us. More coming up.